May 6, 2020, I posted this thought. A change in approach. Quarantine the at-risk. Let the rest of us get back to work so we can support them. We have come to know this approach as focused protection. This is common sense. And the fact that this is at all controversial is at the root of our problems. Historically, when you quarantine people who are sick to help keep them from infecting the rest of the people. People would come, in olden times, they'd be off on a ship, they'd go get cholera or something, and they'd say, hey, you stay on that ship until you guys either all die or you get through that thing because you're not coming on land with that disease that you brought from wherever you were. That's quarantine. And that was not what we were talking about. We were talking about shutting in everybody to strangle this thing. And that's when this terminology, crush, strangle, all this stuff started coming up. This was something that I wrote to my audience. Again, trying to change hearts and minds, trying to have a discussion. And I had been talking about this, for weeks at this point. And I sort of made a big post and just said, look, let's take our energy, what I've been calling community energy, and literally focus it on the people that need it, because there was a lot of community energy here. And here, this is a really big point. This argument, focus protection versus, lockdown, it's been decided. It was even decided at this point. Lockdowns don't work. They never work. They're catastrophic. They continue to be catastrophic. They're stupid. They're elitist. They're tone deaf. They're naive. They're also insidious and tyrannical and all sorts of stuff. But what would have been different? Play it out, right? Pretend that in March, mid-March, instead of locking down everyone, stupid, we had only voluntarily quarantined the elderly. And again, we would make it incentivized, right? Free Netflix. We would crowdsource the Grubhub. The federal dollars would have been a lot less and a lot more focused to protect the elderly at risk. And shoot, even the scared, we'll give you some federal money too. Just please shut up. But you're locked inside. You're watching Netflix. You're getting your Grubhub, with your gloves on and spraying it and holding your breath and whatever you need to do to protect yourself from, God forbid, the delivery person. But you're quarantined. You're inside. How would it affect you? How would it have affected you in your quarantine? The answer is that it wouldn't have. And after a few weeks, and again, it wouldn't have been that much carnage, frankly. Even if we all went out naked and rubbed against each other in middle America and all the MAGA people caught COVID, it wouldn't have been near as much death as you imagine there would have been, but there would have been, right? Say we went just full stupid while you were quarantined in there. What's the worst that could happen? Again, if you're quarantined, social distancing absolutely works. Nobody's ever argued that. You would be away from the virus. You would be away from the super spreader event. Think about Sturgis on steroids, right? Happening, spreading. If you know anything about immunity, herd immunity, the history of pandemics, anything, you understand that even though that would have been willy-nilly, that would have been again, just for instance, say we let it rip. What would have happened there is we would have had some death for sure. But we would have also gotten to herd immunity real quick. This was an easy solve. This was an easy decision. This was common sense. But no, you scared elite morons decided that no, you didn't want to just do what you felt was right for you and your family or your grandparents. No, you decided that you needed to force your solution on everyone. You got into this weird headspace that your solution, your strategy, this Neil Ferguson, this Fauci BS, this never before tried and for good reason strategy of lockdown was never going to work. As soon as there were essential workers, your dumbass strategy was moot. Lockdown was never going to happen. And the fact that you clung on to it is the most destructive, unforced error, unnecessarily damaging, horrendous decision in modern human history. And it's on you. All because for some asinine reason, you refuse to entertain the commonsensical, historical approach that was outlined in the pandemic playbooks, which is focused protection. But no, you couldn't be okay with that. You had to force the rest of us to go along with your harebrained scheme, which was based on nothing. And you could never dope it out past like square one. Well, we got all locked down. All right, well, we haven't all locked down. Well, it's because stupid people. Well, wait a second. Are you calling essential workers stupid? Well, I mean, they're an exception. Okay, well, lockdown was done. As soon as the essential workers got out, it was over. What do you want to do now? I suggest we actually use science and data to protect the people that need protecting and get us out of this. But no,